Today I'm in Miami doing an interview with somebody who has inspired me personally and professionally. He's South Florida's #1 radio personality and the founder of Voiceover Universe. That's right, kids. Zurek, aka Rick Party. Check me out. Well, check us out. I'm Dan Reed, the voiceover guy, here with an amazing voiceover guy, Zurek, Rick Party, whatever you want to call him. He's a master at what he does, and he does just about everything. And I want to thank you, Rick, for first of all doing my video blog.
Thank you for having me here. I've been writing Dane saying, "Yo, when am I going to be on? I've seen everybody, man. When is my turn?" I'm glad to be here, man.
I appreciate it. Zurek, whatever you want to call him. Well, first of all, help us out here. You know, there's this Zurek side, and then there's this Rick Party side. And I've been over here at the station over at Hot 105 for a couple hours watching you do the Rick Party side. What is the difference between the two sides? I get to the radio station and I say, "Hey, I'm here to see Zurek," and they're like, "Who?" And then I talk to voiceover people, and then I say, "Hey, you know Rick Party?" And they're like, "Who?" And it's at a point where now I'm confused.
Zurek is the voiceover guy.
Okay.
Rick Party is the radio guy.
Okay.
Plain and simple. You know, in voiceover, you got to have a real name. So my real name is Zurek, so I decided to use my real name. And, you know, when you go with the fake names, people go, "Oh, you're a radio guy."
Okay.
So just to separate myself from that, I decided to use my real name. And when I'm here, I'm just wild and crazy doing my Rick Party stuff.
Okay. And we've seen some funny skits.
Yeah, we had some fun. We need one woman, one man. Battle of the Sexes, call now, 888-550-9105, and good luck.
Rick is a radio guy, a voiceover guy. Mm-hmm. You are also a personal trainer.
Right.
And a family guy, and I want to be able to dig into some of those 4 big parts about what you do. How did you get involved in radio?
Radio, wow.
Was radio first, or was
radio
voiceover
was first? I've been in radio for over almost 30 years now.
Since you were 5?
Yeah, since I was 5 years old.
Because you look amazing. You look
thank you, man.
Incredibly young.
Yeah, I was a kid living in Chicago, and there was a station called WCYC, which was owned by the Chicago Youth Centers.
Okay.
They had a radio station for kids, so I was one of those kids on the radio station. And I would call the radio station, the big radio station, making dedications to my girlfriend, and the guy on the other end was a real radio host by the name of Earl Boston. He said, "Why are you calling the radio station when you're supposed to be in school?" And I go, "I'm sick." He said, "No, don't give me that. Tell the truth." So I got kicked out of school, and he encouraged me to get back in school and get my life together. Well, just by he taking the time to talk to me, just inspired me to do so many other things in life, like be a radio personality, like this guy, who eventually became like a father to me, and who eventually hired me at my first big paying job in Macon, Georgia, and then Charleston, South Carolina, and he's been in my life ever since. And I've lived everywhere from Charleston and Macon to Virginia to Dallas. Oh my gosh, Miami. This is my 3rd tour here. Back home in Chicago, I've worked at 3 stations there. Worked in New York City, did mornings. I mean, it's been an amazing career.
Right?
Worked at BLS, did the morning show there.
And where I remember you from is from V103
in
Atlanta.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, look, I remember I was in college when I first heard you on the radio, and I tuned in, and I was like, "Who is this guy?" Like, there was a clear difference in what you were doing on the radio than what was being done at the rest of the station and even in the rest of the market.
Yeah. Hot 105, time for the I Love You game. Who am I speaking with? Okay, Travis, here's the deal. You can't mess this up. We're going to call somebody that you know they cannot know we're playing. The only thing you can say to them is, "I love you." That's it. You can't say hello, goodbye. Can you hear me? None of that. Just keep saying "I love you" until they say it back. They have to say it within 10 seconds. And if they do, you win, okay?
What is the difference between your radio style back then and what you're doing now? Is it still that same racy?
I was young and I was careless. I did not care. So I didn't care about anything. I was so racy and so raunchy and took so many chances that when I got fired from that radio station, my boss said to me, "You are more of a liability than an asset."
Wow.
That's deep. I remember one time when it was snowed in Atlanta, It's about maybe 2 inches of snow. And like, you're from New York, I'm from Chicago.
Right.
We know what snow is.
Right.
And 2 inches ain't snow.
Right.
But Atlanta had some snow, right?
Right.
So people were making a big deal. I mean, government buildings were shutting down, schools, and I got the microphone. I go, attention, attention! Government buildings are shutting down, schools are shutting down because there's 2 inches of snow. people were upset. They're like, oh my God, he's making fun of us, and it was crazy.
Rick really grew in a lot of ways in the time that he was back there in Atlanta.
How has your show changed? Like, what is your show about now versus what you were doing then?
Well, mind you, after Atlanta, Chicago, Miami again, New York, I took time off from radio, 9 years, to just kind of gather myself and thinking about what I wanted to do in the next level of my life. So when I came back, I wanted to be about community and families and just help people by encouraging them to live healthier lives, to encouraging fatherhood, and just so many things. I mean, helping people get jobs. And that's something that we do on the show called Hump Day Help Out. You know, so
that's awesome.
But aside from being an amazing radio personality and an inspiration to hundreds of thousands of people in South Florida, Zurek, is an amazing voiceover talent.
That's right. Through an exclusive partnership between EA Sports and Sports Illustrated, you can get NBA Live 10, the full game, the same one sold in stores. In the 1970s, U.S. intelligence feared the spread of Soviet influence in the Caribbean. The CIA began a covert campaign to topple the Prime Minister of Jamaica. Now, Pacquiao and Marquez will enter the ring to write the final chapter. Pacquiao Marquez 4. Awaken his spirit in all of us. Chevrolet is honored to celebrate the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
There's a funny story. There's a story floating around, right? I don't know if you know this story.
No.
But there's a guy, right, that we both know who says, man, Rick didn't really want to do voiceover.
Postman, isn't it? Postman. Yeah.
The funny thing about Rick, he didn't even really want to do production or voiceover or any type of imaging. I had to kind of make him do it.
Postman was the production director at V103, and it's true.
Okay.
I remember I didn't know anything about voiceover, and Postman would say, you know, he'll just lay your voice down and do this, and I was like, I don't want to do that stuff, man. And it was just, I hated doing that.
Right.
And Postman, I mean, just by Post taking the time to do it, he was just one of many people that kind of just put that little fire in me.
Okay.
You know, so, and I don't know, maybe 2 years later or so, I got the bug to do voiceover.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was that moment that your career really blew up as a voiceover talent? Like,
I would say the moment that it blew up was when Kelly G, who's the music director at BET, he and I worked together at WGCI, the radio station. Years later, when BET needed a PSA, and he said, "Hey, you know, Rick's doing voiceover. Let's get him to do it." That was in 2004 when I was working at WBLS in New York. And from there, BET just kept sending me stuff, and I could say that was the moment that I said, "Okay, I'm really doing this on the TV side."
You became the voice of BET for quite some time.
Absolutely, for like 7, 8 years.
Now you have a lot of stations, right? I mean, you're one of the biggest urban imaging people out there. I mean, everywhere I go, I hear your voice.
Sorry, Post. It's because of you, Post.
Everywhere I go, I hear Rick on the radio imaging some station. It's like I can't get away from him. It makes me want to pull my hair out, except I don't have any hair. Oh, there he goes again.
Tell us about Voiceover Universe.
Voiceover Universe came after I was diagnosed with sleep apnea, gout, high blood pressure, cholesterol, being told that I'm almost a diabetic if I keep living the way I did, and I was 50 pounds overweight. So the doctor prescribed me a CPAP machine, which fed oxygen to my body and my brain.
Okay.
And I'd wake up in the middle of the night and write these ideas down. Oh my gosh, because my brain was being fed now.
Right.
And it's like Voiceover Universe. How about like a Facebook for voiceover people? You know, invited people like Joe Cipriano, Don LaFontaine was a member, as well as Rodney Salisbury, and just so many people.
Right.
Yeah. I got the heavy hitters in the beginning.
He took lemons and made lemonade. As a matter of fact, that's how he came up with the idea for Voiceover Universe.
You completely converted your own life.
Yeah.
And you lost 50 pounds. And now you do personal training.
Yeah, I'm a so I got my certification some time ago, and then I decided to do something called JNL Fusion. Got a certification from that, and she's like a celebrity personal trainer.
Mhm.
She is a celebrity personal trainer as well as a fitness model, and she just loved, and I just loved her DVD. I loved what she was doing in her movement. I just became the first guy to be like the master certified trainer with her. So, and from that, I just wanted to be in a position to change lives. You know, I could talk about it and people could see my transformation, but being certified said, okay, he knows what he's talking about a little bit, you know?
One thing that I really admire about Rick is that he really puts it out there how big of a family man he is. Family to him is everything.
You're a family guy. I mean,
Mhm.
your son is here
Yeah.
at the station.
Hey, Patrick.
And,
Yeah.
you know, we are following every development on Facebook
Uh-huh.
with your daughter.
Yeah.
I mean, family is really important to you. When do you even have time with everything that you're doing? The fitness, the voiceover with, what'd you say, 30 stations.
Yeah.
And then your responsibilities here. I mean, you still squeeze. How do you?
It's easy. I mean, Patrick's here with me.
Right.
You know, we hang out, whenever I'm not working,
Okay.
but I do sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, I do sleep, yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw you in Atlanta and you were with your daughter. and,
Right.
You know, I remember a conversation that we had out when I came down
Mhm.
here in South Florida a couple years ago. I don't even remember how many years ago, but it was quite some time ago. And you said, you were talking about your kids.
Right.
And you said, yeah, well, you know, I brought them into the world, you
Mhm.
know, and my responsibility is to help them develop and figure out what they want to do and not just push them out and
Absolutely.
just, you know,
Yeah.
throw them out. Sometimes you say things to people and you don't know how it
Mhm.
affects them because I have that same relationship with my parents.
Oh, wow.
And as I've developed as a voiceover
Mhm.
talent and I've tried and I've failed
Right.
and I tried and I failed, my parents said, well, you know, you have a buffer,
Right.
you know, and it's gotten me to this point.
Right.
And I remember you saying that too. And
Mhm.
at the time, it affected me,
Wow.
you know.
I hope
And
it positively.
It affected me positively,
Okay,
absolutely.
good.
It's
Okay.
one of those things that people have said to me that helped me keep going,
Okay.
as a matter of fact. So I want to thank you.
I don't think
for
you've
that.
been doing it too, man.
Yeah, I
You have been
appreciate
doing it.
I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know, I get up every morning and, you know,
Yeah.
not 6 o'clock in the morning
Right.
like this guy,
Right.
but I get up every morning and I get at it. You know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I want to thank you definitely for letting me come here and watch you do your thing. And appreciate you doing this vlog.
Thank you, Dane. All the best, man.
Yeah,
Love what you're doing,
appreciate it.
man.
I'm Dane Reed. I'm here with Zurek. If you like this video, got anything out of this video, please definitely subscribe to my channel somewhere in here. And also share this video. Give it a thumbs up on YouTube because that's how I keep the channel going. And we are gone. Two bald guys. Two bald boys guys.